SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
Have you been seriously injured? Mama Justice is here for you. Our medical team partners with top-notch doctors, surgeons, therapists, and urologists, ensuring a comprehensive recovery journey. If you've been injured, call Mama Justice today. We're here for you.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar.
It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute.
Steve Azar here with a dear pal, but before I get to even thinking about announcing who that is and celebrating his incredible career, let's talk about visitmississippi.org. Even though he's across the state line in Alabama, we'll forgive him for that for a moment. He does know the birthplace of America's music is Mississippi. Go to visitmississippi.org. But let me tell you, Muscle Shoals changed the world musically. The late, great David Briggs played on 1,000 number one records that they say, or he said, and he played on my Steve Azar and the Kingsmen record down at the liquor store, and he was one of the most beautiful men, talented men I've ever met. So Alabama gets plenty of kudos in my book. All right, today's guest, we met at Golden Moon or Silver Star at Pearl River Resort, beautiful casinos, and could immediately tell, I just thought, this is my kind of people. And when it comes to sports, connecting the game to watchers and listeners, well, he's one of the very best. A veteran broadcaster known through his work with the Chicago Cubs since the 2011 season. He's handled play-by-play and produced Chicago Cubs spring training games on MLB.com, teaming with the Cubs TV commentator Lynn Casper. He was also a contributor with CSN Chicago, where his interviews, play-by-play calls, and packages were routinely featured. He had reports aired regularly on WGN America as part of the Cubs' Leadoff Man Show, which is a very cool show, and was a panelist during the last 6 Cub conventions. He can be seen on the SEC Network and ESPN subsidiary broadcasting games. He's worked with the Cubs AA affiliate for over 12 seasons and was awarded in 2017 Minor League Broadcaster of the Year by Ballpark Digest. He is director of broadcasting and the familiar voice of Knoxville-based minor league baseball team, the Tennessee Smokies. I can go on and on, but let's get to it right now with my dear pal, Mick Gillespie. What's up, Mick?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, and I also got an update too. I got YouTube channels since then too, so I got the Cubs baseball channel on YouTube and the Bama tailgate channel on YouTube, and then the Bama tailgate show, which was the number one Bama pregame show, I guess again this year with Jake Coker.
Coker.
We're the Twin States, so like Mississippi and Alabama are the Twin States. So we're like we're brothers.
We really are brothers. We are. There's no doubt. Let's talk about YouTube, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have been doing this a very long time. YouTube is the number one most watched format of any media type of its kind in the world, including TV, anything, right? So everything goes to YouTube now, really, basically, is out. When did you decide, well, I think I need to get in that game?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I'll tell you the honest answer is so I had waited a long time to get to the Cubs full time, right? Like I did spring training and then did their minor league team, the AA team forever. And they kept saying, hey, we're going to have this network on TV, like a full-time network, marquee. And they did. And so COVID happened. We were in in great position there. And then, you know, after COVID, like during COVID, changes happened and they kind of took things in a direction that I didn't really think was the best direction. So I decided that for me, that the best thing to do was to take a step back. And when, you know, and maybe one day when the direction is one that I feel comfortable with, you know, get back involved again, but decided to do my own thing, you know, and so I started my own channel and that's been great. You know, it's been successful. And then the Bama channel was kind of a little different during COVID again. Like I was doing, hosting the pre and post game on radio in Tuscaloosa for football. And then I get an email like they're just going to fire me. And I didn't know what I was going to do, right? You know, so I got a call from one of the sales guys, and he's like, "Hey, everything you do sells out. You should just produce this yourself. You should do this yourself." And you know,
what did that feel like when you're sort of at the beginning of this crossroad? Here you are, and you've got the confidence of one of your sales guy going like, everything that you do sells out. Just do it yourself. Was there a fear factor involved at all? Or did
well, I was.
You got family.
Right. We were just in Vegas. You know this with our friends from
Matt
Pearl
Perkins.
River, right? Yeah, Matt Perkins, the Honorable
Walter.
Matt Perkins. Yeah, Walter Dabadoo, or however he says his last name.
Yeah. Scooby Dooby Doo.
Bo Bounds. Like we're all there. And one day I'm walking back to my hotel. I stayed at a different hotel than those guys. I was at the Encore, which is a really amazing hotel. They were at the Cosmo. And so I'm walking back and I run into this street artist, right? And this guy, I don't know, I just felt compelled. I just start talking to this guy. I'm watching him do spray paint stuff. And I'm like, I said, "Look, I don't have any room for any more pictures." But I said, I want you to do something for me, right? Because I just want to, I felt compelled, right? And so what we decided was I gave him the jeans. He came and picked up the jeans that I wore there, and he painted great. Because I'm a huge Grateful Dead fan. You know this, Steve. And I'm going back to this.
I don't quite understand it, but I'm going to go with it. Go ahead.
Deadhead, because deadheads. So this guy painted like dead bears and the skeleton and all this stuff on these jeans and brought them back to me. And, you know, and I was telling him, he's like, "Man, I'm really struggling." I said, "Look, dude, you got to start an Etsy store. You need to customize stuff like this for people like me. So you got to connect with those people, right? Rather
than just be on the street, right?
Right. Instead of just me giving him, you know, I gave him probably a little extra just because I liked him and I felt like he needed it. I don't know why. I just felt like that.
Yeah.
And but the knowledge that I'm telling him is the same knowledge that came from me when I get fired by the radio station, right? They replaced me with interns. And thank God for Yingling Lager. Thank God for Pearl River Resort, because they were like, you know, whatever you do, Mick, we're going to do it with you. But that moment, Steve, I thought, how am I going to pay for a wife and a kid? They're hungry. We don't have a job. The baseball season shut down. We're supposed to move to Chicago, but now we're in Fairhope, Alabama. I'm writing a book. I'm on unemployment, first time in my entire life. Now I'm like nothing. And the crazy thing is this year, a couple months ago, probably March, just woke up one day and I was so angry about everything that happened that time, you know, like all the years that I put into the Cubs, all the stuff you talked about, the relationships, the talent, you know, being the best minor league broadcaster in the country, which is harder to win to me than a big league because there's just that many more teams and guys.
Sure.
And all the stuff. And then I'm like starting over again. And then I start with these YouTube channels, and all of a sudden, like, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 40
amount of hours.
Yeah. 4,000 hours just to get paid. Right.
Yeah.
And long story short, like, it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I can't even tell you like how much, first off, being able to own what you do and say.
There you go. Right there.
First
Don't forget, all of this stuff is logged, and it's intellectual property that you're creating. Right. Each time it's real estate.
Yeah.
You know, just like when we write songs, the publishing, the songwriter part, all that, owning our own records, the masters, everything right there, even for me, like you, was a difficult time. I laid in bed for a week after having the biggest hits of my life, and then they say we're up for sale, and they said everybody go away, go make another record, and we were about to go 4 more songs on my album, and they just stopped us because of that. The bottom line is we're so much better for it. I feel like that we're way better at our craft because of it, and we've developed the best relationships in the world, and we work with the people we want to work with, like Matt Perkins and Chief Cyrus Ben and the folks at Pearl River Resort.
Yeah.
That's what brought me and you together. Visit Mississippi.org. Loves the brother state, sister state of Alabama. Knows all about their musical and arts history. Go to visit Mississippi.org. You can cross the line over there to Fairhope, Alabama, where Mick Gillespie, my guest, is, and he's a rock and roller. We'll be right back. I'm Steve Azar. Stay away from the Grateful Dead.
Oh, the end is so much closer than I ever realized. That's why I'm right here praying. Lord, I'm right here staring. And I'm right here standing at these crossroads in my life.
Mississippi, all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
Hi, this is Mark.
I'm having fun now with Mick. My brother-in-law, Brian Carey, who's a doctor in Seattle, Washington, is a huge Deadhead. And now I have gotten to know another Deadhead. My guest today, award-winning broadcaster, sports broadcaster, Mick Gillespie is my guest today. Visit Mississippi.org, the birthplace of America's music. This year at the Rose Bowl, going to have a 100-year celebration, a big parade. We have with B.B. King's birthday, being the birthplace of America's music, Kermit the Frog, the whole Muppets. Everything's going to be on display. It's going to be a very cool float. We have influenced the world of music. Mick, his area where he grew up in Alabama, has, with Muscle Shoals, the rest is history. Crazy music that has been recorded there, changed the landscape of music as well. Between Mississippi and Alabama, and Memphis, Tennessee, which really belongs to Mississippi, head into the Delta, Arkansas, into Louisiana. I think these states have changed the world of music. Mick, what do you think about that?
I listen to Casey Kasem a lot because I drive a lot, right? And I listen to these old countdowns, right? Like long distance dedication goes out to Steve in Greenville, like he does this whole thing, right? And one thing that I have discovered is no one comes close to Elvis, right? Like Elvis was in the countdowns up until he died, like 107 or 109 times. Like every song that he put out, like shot through the charts. You listen to, and they do the 70s and the 80s on these countdown shows, the ones I listen to. And the early 70s, like Elvis is on every, and the music holds up, right? So Elvis is still number one. Even the Smokies baseball team does Elvis night, right? And people still love it. Like they come out, they dress up. Like my friend David Lee, I don't know if he'll hear this, but he's an Elvis tribute artist. He's been doing it for like 30 years.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's awesome. You know him?
Yeah. Well, I know of David. He's like one of the best ever.
Yeah, we need to get him to the golf tournament.
Yeah,
man.
He'd be great.
He would be so great at Delta Soul. But then the other thing is that Father Carl, who is like my dad, he's a priest down in Boca Raton. When I was a kid, he got me wanting to be a play-by-play guy because he'd take me to Oriole games in Baltimore, and he was always the main play-by-play guy. I was like his sidekick, and now he's kind of in he's like in his 70s, and he's still got a parish down there. He's doing great things, right? Beautiful place. And he's always talking to me about the Beatles. Like, he loves music. So it's like we talk about like when the Beatles broke up, and I'm listening to one of the countdowns, right? The set, Casey Kasem's, and Casey's like, this is the first time this has ever happened. Like, and it may be the only time it ever happened. The band breaks up, and there's a hit song from each guy, right? John, Paul, Ringo and George, all in the same countdown.
My sweet Lord. Sorry, keep going.
Well, he feels like Father Carl feels like George Harrison is the most underrated of the Beatles. And I think he's right.
With him. I agree with him. Brilliant.
I need to take you to a Dead and Company show. I know it's not Jerry Garcia. You know, I know Bob Weir's kind of in the highlight of his life. I saw Bob Weir and Wolf Brothers, his individual band, last New Year's Eve in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it was like Bobby at his best, because it's all the songs that he did in the band, right?
Yeah,
like
he does his own thing, yeah.
But it was like his, you know, I think sometimes I don't know how they pick the songs or sings them, but you know, in that huge setting instead of a theater, you know, it's different. But I love the Dead. I think that they're the greatest American rock band, just my opinion. Their songs hold up, and the fact that they let everyone go out and record the concerts has made Jerry Garcia the most listened to guitar player ever.
It's insane,
right?
It's insane how they allow. I mean, like this. Well, everybody's recording everything now, but they were the ones that started all that.
Yeah,
and in such a way, because people love these bootleg tapes of them. They just loved it. The Grateful Dead, when Kenny Payne was playing the keys for Grateful Dead for a while, him and the Little Feat guys are friends of ours. Lead singer for 10 years was Sean Murphy. Her husband was my drummer and the godfather of my daughter, Cecilia. I'll tell you what, Kenny Payne was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Excuse me, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the greatest ever. So, and then John Mayer, obviously, joining with them.
What about Bradford Marcella? You know him.
Branford. Yeah.
Bradford Marcella. Yeah, part of that.
Yeah, Branford's come to the Delta Soul. He didn't come this year, but he was here the year before you came. He's been to Delta Soul about 4 times, I think. When he starts playing, it's crazy. It's like you're going, what? Why is that? Why is he that good? It's almost like he knows where to step every inch of the way. And sometimes horn players can step over things. He's always in the cracks, in the perfect place. He's just ridiculous. And he's a beautiful, beautiful soul, beautiful man. I'm a fan of Branford's as a human being, first of all, but as a player, you know, him and Winton, and it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's back up for 1 second. You talk about the Beatles and your priest that is all into that. The Beatles fell in love with Elvis. They saw him on TV. Obviously, they loved the Delta Blues. The Rolling Stones named themselves after Rolling Stone, a lyric in Muddy Waters' song. You can just keep tracing yourself back. But you think about Elvis and the impact he made on so many. I hear people go, oh, I fell in love with music and writing songs and becoming an artist because of Elvis or the Beatles. Those seemed to be the two most impactful. Now, BB influenced all of them.
Right.
You know, and we were talking about BB's touring, him and Willie Nelson. I don't know of any other artists in the world that don't have a tour. They live on tour. They just tour all the time.
Right. I actually met Willie. Did I tell you this story?
No.
So in college at Alabama, I was the marketing director for Skull in Copenhagen, and we had concert series down in Oakman, Alabama, 1998. I was still a student and still an undergrad too, and so we promoted it. I got to help distribute the funds. Right, Skull donated $1,000 to the event. We got the handout dip. And we got to know Pootie Locke, who was Willie's tour manager. And then Willie came, you know, and they were all kind of protective. And then Willie gets there, and he's the coolest down-to-earth guy. I went on Willie's bus. And then Willie, I'm standing backstage. You know what happens on the bus. I, was like just kind of like mesmerized. And Willie stops in the middle during a piano solo and takes a picture of me. So I have a picture with Willie on stage, and people are like, "What's wrong with your eyes?" I'm like, I was on Willie's bus.
I was about to ask you, did you bend for Willie?
I was glad that Toby Keith wrote that song about not smoking weed with Willie, because for years, I was like, well, I don't want to talk about this because, I'm kind of in a selling soap business. And this goes back to me kind of owning my own stuff now. I'll just say what I think and what I want. I wear my hair like I want to wear it. I used to, so I couldn't do that before. So, recently I've kind of talked about that. The guy who owned the venue was like a big brother to me. Bull Corey just passed away not too long ago. And I hate it, because he was only 60, but a great guy, kind of an old cowboy. And I was so lucky because we had a guy named Wayne Mills. Do you remember Wayne Mills? You know Wayne? Wayne was an outlaw country singer, and he was actually murdered in Nashville by one of his own buddies. They had a show this is crazy. They had this guy owned a bar. It was going to be on Bar Rescue that week, and they went to Wayne was kind of an up and coming country guy. Did great music. They still have tributes for him at the Floribama. I went to school with him at Alabama. And this guy, they got into after a long night of drinking and cocaine, probably, they got into a fight over him smoking in this bar and shot him. The guy has been in prison for 26 years. Wayne's dead. Wayne was one of the most talented guys and one of my good buddies. And one of the things I'm most proud of is that Wayne asked me if he wanted to open for Willie, and they already had an opening act. I went to Bull Corey, and I'm like, Wayne is big time in Tuscaloosa. You gonna let him open? He's like, oh, Mick. This is Bull was kind of like a graspy, old, not old, but like I don't want to say redneck, but like a cowboy type guy, and he's like, oh, no. And I'm like, I said, but he loved money, and I said, Bull, can you have 2 opening acts? And I saw the eyeballs light up. And then after that, Wayne played all of his shows with shotgun.
We'll be right back. I'm Steve Azar.
$20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now. 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 Mississippi, all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
From the
Saving you money, I'm Hillary Barsky. There's so many things we buy that we never seem to use and are just not a worthwhile purchase in the long run. You might want to think twice before making money mistakes like purchasing online subscriptions. Track the ones you have and actually use and ditch the others. And many times getting extended warranties costs more than they're worth. And you might want to rethink having expensive exercise equipment. If you want a new stationary bike, you might consider buying one used. And how about that costly gym membership or buying over-the-top camping or specialized sports equipment? Do you really need them? And snapping up baby care stuff. New parents might want to talk with veteran moms or dads who will tell you which items they loved and used and which never left the box. And you might love appliances and kitchenware, but don't be suckered into buying single-use appliances that look promising on TV infomercials but might wind up only taking up counter space. Saving you money, Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A community in Virginia raising money to support a beloved veteran makes today's Dean's List. Mr. Thomas is 81 and he works at Walmart as a receipt checker. He had to return to work after he used up all of his life savings to care for his wife, who has suffered multiple heart attacks and has health issues. He takes on long shifts to make ends meet, and people began taking notice and wanting to help. Sandra Emerson found out about Mr. Thomas and started a GoFundMe page to assist. Her goal was to raise $1,000, but as word spread throughout the neighborhood and the community, the fundraiser went past $17,000 in just 2 days. When Mr. Thomas came back to work and found out what others had done to help him and his family, he was overwhelmed with gratitude, and the community feels blessed to know Mr. Thomas as well. Janice Dean, Fox News.
In a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
My guest today, award-winning broadcaster, sports broadcaster, Mick Gillespie is my guest today. Visit Mississippi.org, birthplace of America's music. Let me say this real quick. I did some shows with Willie. And
did you smoke with him?
He was on our sister label. Well, he offered. Yeah, I was on the bus. I was there. I was the same bus you were. It's the same bus. And I go, no, Willie, I don't do it. And he goes, and just like an E.F. Hutton commercial. Everybody got quiet, and he goes, really? Like looking at me, I go, what does that mean? He goes, well, you kind of look like you do. And I went, no, I don't. So, but I'll have a cocktail or something. And so then the very next time he reaches out, and I go, Willie, I told you I didn't do it. And he goes, really? he couldn't get over it. And I'm the guy that, when I'd go to Jamaica or go to the Bahamas, they're all targeting me. I'm going why are they targeting me? I guess
you look like one of us.
Yeah. Well, anyway, just never been into it.
No,
I'm not afraid of some bourbon though. At times,
yeah,
some good wine. But Willie, let's talk about Willie for a second. He doesn't stop playing. It's crazy. I have friends that have had Dusty Bottles, my buddies, Jim Moose Brown, who co-wrote 5 O'Clock Somewhere, Don Sampson, who co-wrote songs like Waiting on a Woman, just so many incredible songs they've written. They wrote Dusty Bottles on one of Willie's latest records. And when we're doing a little songwriter in the round, and I'm in between them, and they're talking about the inspiration, and Moose actually played on Willie's record. So he was in there playing on the record while they were recording the song him and Don wrote. But to hear them do it, it just sounded like the Stardust record. So they recaptured a moment in time. And I felt like I was listening to if there were 12 songs on that record, the 13th song that should have been on that record. And I was going go figure. It felt like it was one of those old classic standards.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant song. You got to listen to it. Dusty Bottles.
I say this, Steve, I would love to, and I know it's difficult, but I would love to be part of writing songs. And I know I've heard it's tough and everything, but look, I'm in the word language too, so in a different way, or the word profession, right? Ernie Harwell was a great Hall of Fame broadcaster for the Tigers. He wrote some songs, right? And I love music. I mean, just like you do.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to.
I love sports like you do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, keep going. I'm sorry.
But I mean, I think about these guys like the Dead. When I listen to the stuff from the beginning all the way to the end, and I love it all, right? And I think of all those different decades of writing, and then we talk Willie, it's all those songs that he wrote. Now he uses a lot of other people's songs too, and with his unique voice, it sounds good, right? Mm-hmm. But to be someone that's relevant for all those years, to find a way to connect with an audience, like guys like Bruce Springsteen, how do they do this, right? And I guess I just always had this fascination where I'm listening to Toby Keith tell the story about how he wrote Should Have Been a Cowboy, right? He's out, he's out somewhere doing a dove hunt. There's 20 guys, him and some other guy are at a bar. They're all at a bar, and this dude tries to walk up to this girl, and he smells. She's like, get lost, pal. And then some cowboy walks in, and she starts dancing with this guy, and his buddy looks at him and goes, should have been a cowboy.
And that was it. And that was the moment.
You know, like
Toby was phenomenal at being in that moment and realizing, okay, that's something. He was a really, really, really prolific, prophetic songwriter. You don't have a ton of artist songwriters that can do it as good as he did it. Remarkable. I mean, like if people would look at his body of work, and he had his co-writers he would write with, who were all really amazing guys and brilliant. Toby was the catalyst to that. He knew what would work, and that's hard to be an artist the size. And then, of course, when Natalie and the Dixie Chicks, Natalie went there when she said what she said in a very sensitive time in our culture. Mm-hmm. She kept doubling down, and he kept doubling down the other way, and it made his career being and so I was watching all that yin and yang happening, and I was going like, man, Natalie, just why don't you stop? And then,
mm-hmm. And I used to listen to her on Howard Stern. She'd come on and talk a lot. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man.
One of the best country singers, Natalie Maines.
Yeah, she's a great singer. Yeah, she was actually pretty good on the show. I love Toby Keith. You know,
I do too.
Jake Coker's a huge Toby Keith guy. I remember when he passed away, we did our podcast, and Coker was really down. And then I didn't realize what a huge Toby Keith guy he was. You know, we're talking about the Bama quarterback that won the 2015 championship game. And then also my partner.
Yeah.
We did the tailgate show. We go to his buddy's house in Orange Beach because we did it down at the Floribama. And we end up just like staying there. He gets a hold of the music, and it's Toby Keith all night, you know, and the more drinks you have, like everybody's singing along. And then for like a month after, I'm like listening to every Toby Keith song, you know. It's just,
my list starting today. I mean, those songs were crazy. They were so good. I get it. And if Jake's going to be a big fan of somebody's, he was the right one to be. He wasn't underrated or overrated. He was there always and so successful. We have the same engineer, and Toby and I think we really respected each other greatly. We'd see each other and we'd say hello, and we'd spend time together. My old guitar player ended up being his guitar player. Still was with him until he passed, Rich Eckhart. Toby, he was just really special. And when he got sick and lost half of his size, it was hard for us all to watch him go down that fast, but yet be so positive and felt like he was going to come back and I'm going to beat this. And
think about this, Steve, the song that he wrote, the Don't Let the Old Man song in. Like he finishes his life with a great song.
Well, he saw his mortality.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Cash. He didn't write Hurt, but that record was happening. Glenn Campbell did this album called Meet Glenn Campbell. You go listen to that today if you would, and you'll realize he knew that he was coming to the end. My pal Mick Gillespie, award-winning broadcaster, the Cubs organization, podcaster, YouTube star he is. All things Alabama these days, him and Jake Coker. Are you kidding? Great guys. They are now family here at our Delta Soul Celebrity Gospel Charity event, which means we're a lot better for it. Go to visitmississippi.org. You'll be better for that. I'm Steve
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
The Dean's List with Janice Dean.
A community in Virginia raising money to support a beloved veteran makes today's Dean's List. Mr. Thomas is 81 and he works at Walmart as a receipt checker. He had to return to work after he used up all of his life savings to care for his wife, who has suffered multiple heart attacks and has health issues. He takes on long shifts to make ends meet, and people began taking notice and wanting to help. Sandra Emerson found out about Mr. Thomas and started a GoFundMe page to assist. Her goal was to raise $1,000, but as word spread throughout the neighborhood and the community, the fundraiser went past $17,000 in just 2 days. When Mr. Thomas came back to work and found out what others had done to help him and his family, he was overwhelmed with gratitude, and the community feels blessed to know Mr. Thomas as well. Janice Dean, Fox News.
At Key Construction.
We're all alone in the river and I don't know whether I'm sinking or swimming with you. It's you and me together.
We got a short time left, but with one big dude in the world of broadcasting. He's just an amazing guy. I wish you guys could be in the room with him, feel the warmth, the love, the talent, and his knowledge of sports is vast. And obviously, his love for the Grateful Dead is questionable. But we're going to get Mick Gillespie's my guest. Visit Mississippi.org. Probably played the birthplace of America's music, I would imagine, would played a big influence on Jerry Garcia and the guys, Bob Weir and the Grateful Dead as well. All right. So, Mick, tell me this. Did you always want to do this? I mean, like, growing up, you talk about concerts in college, you were that guy. You know, there was always the guy that was sort of head of the social things and booking bands and doing things. You already understood sponsorships and endorsements in college. Right. And did you major in communications at Alabama?
Yeah. Well, the first thing, Steve, is one of the best Grateful Dead songs is called Mississippi Half Step. So make sure you guys check that out. Like, you know, just to kind of put that in there. The truth of the matter is, and I've been, you know, like at the beginning, I was talking about like all the things that happened. And then like, I don't know, like March, I wake up one day and realize like good and bad, my life's never been in a better place. And I realized God's plan is so much better than my plan. You know, like what I wanted
always
and what God wanted. And then like, I'm not an overly religious guy. You know, I mean, I am Catholic, but I'm not, you know, it's not like I'm at church every week or anything, but I do believe.
You need to be going to church every week.
Need to, right?
Come on. Yeah, you need to.
But I mean, like, it just dawned on me. I mean, like the path that took from 2020 to 2025 and the position that I'm in life, having friends like you and being in a place where I live in the best place on earth here in Fairhope. If I didn't live here, I'd probably live in Gulf Breeze.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, come on. You're
in Mississippi.
Oh, I'd love it. We'd love it. You know what? You've got a direct, looks like I don't know. The water suits you, I think.
Yeah,
right?
It's my thing, man.
Yeah.
It is. I got to, you know, and I told you, come get on the boat with me. And my son's autistic. I don't know if I talked about this last time.
You have.
And it's like the water's helped him. I don't know why, but it's just like this place has been kind of magical for us in that aspect. But when I was in college, I wanted to be a congressman. And I had interned I actually volunteered for the congressman in my district where I grew up. And he won, kind of an upset win. And then we stayed in touch. And then I go to college and they built this internship for me. It's like the year 2000, right? Long time ago. I get out of undergrad. You know, part of the reason I never told that Willie Nelson story is I was like, man, I don't want to be like Bill Clinton. And they're asking me if I inhaled, you know? And they didn't talk about that stuff back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't legal, you know, in a lot of places.
Right.
Anyway, so I go and I intern for our congressman and then my buddy with another congressman. He's like answering mail. It's grunt work. You know, these guys are taking me to all these legislative meetings and setting me up. And they're telling me like, we want you to be the guy to drive Congressman Bartlett to DC every day. He doesn't drive. He doesn't like driving. You know, you be the official driver. Right. And at the time, like, I'm like, you know, like for like $25,000, but they're like, oh, but don't worry about the money. Like it'll come. Like I didn't listen. I didn't really feel like I fit in with either of the political parties then. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something where everybody's happy, you know, where we're sitting at a bar having a good time instead of.
Because you love everybody like I love everybody.
Right.
I mean, I just want everybody to love me. I mean, that's it. And I know that's impossible. Well, how can people follow you and listen to your YouTube channel and everything? Give them a little spill real quick.
Yeah. Can I say one thing about you, though, Steve? You're an awesome dude, man. People, if you hear him on here, he's a great guy. he's so much fun to be around. He's one of those guys where you walk out of the room, everybody's like, man, I love this dude. So thank you for having me on here.
Man,
It really means a lot.
It means
to me.
what made my
friendship
day.
does too.
Makes my day. Thank you.
Catch me if you're a Cubs fan on the Cubs baseball channel on YouTube. If you're a college football fan, a Bama fan on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. I'm also on the Next Rounds platform with Jake Cober. We do a podcast there, which is like the biggest show, like broadcast show, sports show in the state. You know, we kind of have our own show on there. On game days, we're on the radio before Alabama football.
I love it.
And then if you're ever in Knoxville, Smokies baseball, still doing the play-by-play stuff. So
you're a monster.
All of that.
You're a monster. I love it. I love you, brother, and I'm so proud of you. And I love seeing you this way, but I'm looking forward to physically being in the same room with you pretty soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we need to get you to a Dead and Company show. It's the closest thing to the sun, Steve. I
want to be on stage if we're going to.
When you get it, you'll get it.
I know.
You'll be like, okay,
we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it before it's all over.
When it gets in your leg, you can't stop.
Okay. I love that. That's great. That's how we're going to let this go. Visit Mississippi.org. A lot of people, music has gotten into a lot of legs. I can promise you that. Yeah, I've never heard of that in my whole life, but I get it, and I can see Elvis moving his leg right now. Go to visit Mississippi.org. Mick Gillespie's my guest. Follow him everywhere. You'll love him. You'll fall in love with him like we all have. Blessings.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
Mississippi, all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now. A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.